morning.
Look at that. July 5th. Most people are off today. We decided, you know what?
The 5th of July.
Let's hop on. Let's have a good time. Thank you to everyone who's gotten us through level 2 of the hype train so far. And for everyone that is watching us live right now, thanks for hanging out with us on, a day where a lot of people have off. And for everyone who's hanging out with us on demand on YouTube, just know that when we reference the chat and when we reference the hype train, that's all stuff that happens when you watch live with us on Twitch.
Yes, and if it bothers you that you're not a part of that, come watch live.
Yeah, and I'm still working on figuring out how to get the chat on the screen in like a aesthetically pleasing way.
Yeah, because it doesn't look cute when you use a lot of like.
Some people do a really good job of it. There are DJs out there who have the chat on their screen, and it looks really, really good. I was on I wasn't on his show, but I was watching Kyle King's show last week. It looked really good on his stream. So I want to make sure that when we do put the chat on the screen so that people can see what's happening on demand, it looks good. It just said butthole on your screen?
I saw that.
What was on your screen? That
it was Twitch. It's because 4 days ago someone used the word butthole and I had to permit it. These are the words. Butthole. I let that through. I let that
Why
through.
was I put?
I don't know.
Blocked.
Wet dreams. Cowgirls. Circle jerk. Boned.
These are all things that you allowed in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. We are in level 3 of the hype train at the moment. And I know that, again, this is not going to make sense for people who are watching on demand, but I saw some comments in the chat about how the trivia was a little difficult today.
Was it?
It was all American-themed trivia, but I didn't want to make it like, oh, when was the Declaration of Independence signed?
1776.
Yeah, exactly. Easy.
After Rutgers.
What?
Rutgers was founded 1766.
Oh, yeah. So was Columbia, though. Columbia was founded before that too.
Yeah,
one of them was King's College, the other one was Queen's College.
Rutgers, yeah. So the campus is still what the fuck is it called? Queens. What the hell is the campus called?
Man, this girl hates Rutgers. I know that much.
You gotta let Circle Jerk through again.
Okay.
Do we need to explain it?
What?
Shalonda said what's Circle?
No, I'm still waiting for you to explain your school.
Nothing is called Kings there now. Old Queens. Thank you, Court.
Okay.
I'm like.
So Rutgers was Queen's College then, and I guess Columbia was King's College.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I know one of them was King, one of them was Queen. Speaking of colleges,
silly.
by the way, and I know that not a lot of people are going to care about this, but in the Olympics, which are going down in, 9 days or something like that, in the Olympics, there will be a representative in the basketball tournament from Seton Hall University.
Is your mascot going?
No.
Oh.
One of the guys who played after I graduated, his name is Patrick Auda. He is playing for the Czech Republic. And they just qualified yesterday by beating Greece. So we will have an actual Seton Hall alumni playing in the Olympics, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to be a big Czech fan the whole time.
Do we have a team going, or are they doing Space Jam this year?
The U.S.? Well, some of them are doing Space Jam.
Yeah.
I think Kevin Durant is the only one doing both, from what I know, playing against the Monstars and all of the rest of the world at the same time. If anyone knows if there's any other players doing that, let me know.
Is cheerleading in the Olympics this year or what?
I don't know.
It was supposed to be. And skateboarding.
Well, cheering is not in the Olympics. So because obviously the pandemic is still a thing, and the organizers in Japan and Tokyo want to make sure that that doesn't become a worse thing, they are limiting all indoor spectators to 10,000. And they are somehow expecting people to not cheer. They're telling people, I guess, when you get your ticket, you are not allowed to vocally cheer for your team.
They'll throw you out. They don't care.
But, okay, so if we were going to watch, let's say, the USA basketball team play.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you to Britt Grant 88 for the 5 subs.
And Tracy.
Oh, and Tracy. If we were going to do that, Carla Marie, and all of a sudden Kevin Durant drives down the lane, dunks on 18 Australian dudes at the same time.
Yeah.
Somehow they're 18 on the court. Are you expecting the fans to really not cheer at all? Not even a woo?
No, but they have to. Otherwise, they will be thrown out.
Just have everyone wear masks, and then you could cheer.
Are they
right?
not
Isn't
wearing
that the whole
masks?
thing? Isn't that why we were wearing masks so we can talk and breathe and not infect people?
So I can now work out at Barry's without a mask on.
Okay.
I feel free as a bird, except there's so many people in the class now. It's like kind of weird. And yesterday I was like huffing and puffing on the treadmill running, and I like breathe out, and I felt my sweat and spit like come out of my mouth, and I was like, I get it. I get why we
That's
were wearing
the real
masks.
world, girl. That's
and
the
now
real
I'm
world.
Like sharing, so you share a tread and a bench with someone else, so you like switch positions, and I like flipped the mat because his sweat was on it, even though the guy was like nice wiping it down.
I thought you take your own mat.
No,
you always took your own mat.
What do you mean take it?
Like you don't the mat that you put on top of the bench?
You don't put it. It's there. You have to flip it.
Oh, I don't know. I've always had my own.
So I go back to the treadmill. It's just someone else's sweat all over it, and I'm like, oh man.
Thank you to Brian for the 500 bits. Let's see, Lefty bassist with 100 bits. Zadie with 200 bits. Thank you very, very much. We are this close to getting through Hype Train level 5. I know the cup is full.
I didn't talk about my chiropractor.
What are you talking about?
Alex said, I love how CM always brings up her chiropractor into the conversation.
Did you say that just now? I don't know.
Am I okay?
Once we get this Hype Train done.
Oh, Jackfire.
We do have Jackfire. We don't, however, have ice right now. So we're doing it raw.
But I made ice.
You cooked ice? I mean, if you want to get ice, we can do that. But I think we should just rip the shot.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You ready to rip a shit? Let's do this. Thank you. The Hype Train is full. We can do this. Now they got the Amazon. Oh, Kamuchi's in here?
Oh, yeah.
He wants your shirt. Would you send this shirt, Carla Marie?
No, because this is an OG. Like, they don't. It's not even made like this anymore.
What do you mean? Oh, it's a different material now, right?
Different material.
Damn. You really don't like Kamuchi.
I'm glad he's in here today because he came here specifically because he knows I'm going to rip into him on something.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take
I'm surprised he's here, though, because he's off today. He was out partying with his bros yesterday for 4th of July. I would not be awake watching this.
John, can you call us? Can you call us and we can put you on our stream?
Whose phone?
My phone is fine.
Well, you connected.
Am I connected? Let's see. Let me make sure I'm connected.
Don't call yet, John. Is this going to be my topic?
I don't even know if.
No, is that why we're calling, having him call?
No,
he said I need water. Go get water. His phone's not connected yet anyway. So John Camucci, if you're unfamiliar, he is the co-host of the Almost On Air podcast.
Never heard of it.
Erica Shea. They both work for the Ryan Seacrest morning show in LA called Almost On Air with Ryan Seacrest. And John and Erica have been on a ton of streams with us. We went to Erica's grandparents' house in Scottsdale, and that's you. If you've watched that stream, you know John.
Get to the point here.
John's the other guy that's not Jake or Anthony.
Get to the point here.
We might have new people today.
Okay. I can't find this thing. Hold on. I got to do this again. I'm sorry, everyone. We're going to take the shot in a second. Phone. Oh, because it's trying to connect to your Cove thing.
Does everyone have, like, the people who have off today, are you celebrating, like, are you doing barbecues today, or is it that was all done yesterday?
What?
I'm curious. Do people going?
Oh, are people going out today?
Maybe if you would pay attention to what I'm saying and not do that, then don't say what.
I don't know. That was a stupid question in my mind.
All yesterday. I'm doing one today. Today's a hang at home.
How come this isn't? Is your phone connected? Did you steal my connection? Let's do this one more time. I'm sorry, guys. This is not the most entertaining thing in the world.
Ooh, Jay Mills and Crew Jim have barbecues today. You guys going on the same one?
Why isn't this working?
I'm not connected, but I can connect.
No, don't connect. There we go. Roadcaster Pro.
Fred the mailman, barbecue every day. Fred, is the mail being delivered today? Hype train success. Now we should take a shot.
Okay, now we're connected, so anyone can call us.
John has to get water.
201-305-0894. Right? Yeah.
MC Part said it's a pizza day today, but like, I can't do that.
I need you to, because we haven't done this in a couple days. What's the required movements? We cheers, we go to the camera, then we tap, and then we drink? Okay.
I'm scared it's warm.
Well, Carla Marie?
What is this for?
What?
Hype Train or
Yeah.
America?
Hype Train and America.
America.
Please don't spill. There we go.
I gotta go in.
Woo! What? Did you just spill on yourself?
I need a minute.
Okay, well, Carla Marie takes her minute. I will clear out the hype cup. Now, if that cup does fill up again somehow while we're on the stream, we will do another shot because we're celebrating today.
I have to go run at Barry's.
Yeah, I have to go work out too. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to rip a shit. Do you want to explain the rip a shit thing real quick, Carla
I'm
Marie?
struggling.
Okay,
I did take
no
the
one
whole
wanted to
thing.
hear that.
A few weeks ago, where the hell were we going? Scottsdale?
We were going. No, we were going to Austin.
We got to the airport and we saw the little bar that everyone on here was telling us about that specifically just makes shots.
Mm-hmm.
And it was open in the morning. And I said to Anthony, do we rip a shot or get breakfast? And he tweeted my lovely quote. Instead of saying, do we rip a shot and get breakfast, Anthony tweeted, should we rip a shit or get breakfast? And the internet enjoyed it.
And now it's all about ripping shits.
Yeah.
I think we will. If you missed it before, we had a merch store for a little bit. It was 2.5 weeks. It was a limited edition type thing. And a lot of people are getting their shirts now, which is really cool to see people posting it online.
Insane seeing other people than us and like our parents wear You Look Great shirts.
It is kind of nuts. But we're probably going to try to do another merch store before the holidays. And I really do think that we're going to have some cups. Like shot glasses, I think would be cool. Mugs would be cool. And then like a beer glass.
Yeah.
And I've got a really unique idea that I don't want to give out yet.
Okay, don't.
Because I still want to make sure it's possible with like whoever makes our cups that we can do it. But I think it's going to be a pretty cool idea that people are going to enjoy. So we'll see. But imagine even just a regular shot glass that said "You look great" and like a cool font on here. I think that would be a lot of fun.
So a lot of people, Fred said my second order shipped first.
Why'd you order twice?
A lot of people did. So
cray.
What's happening is, and let me just explain this quickly because people are like, how come this person got theirs and I live here and I didn't get mine? So
yes.
Say they decided to make the tequila and lime shirts first, the green shirts, the green T-shirts. If someone ordered on the very last day and ordered only that T-shirt, they're going to get that first. What's happening is, unfortunately, the people who ordered the most are getting their orders last because they are printing one item at a time.
That makes sense.
All the green got printed, all the pink got printed, and all the black hoodie or whatever. Not in that order, but that's what I'm just saying. So my niece was like, how come Aunt Ashley got hers before me, blah, 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 all that stuff. And I'm like, because you ordered a lot.
Yeah.
But my sister ordered for my cousin and herself. So she got my cousin's order, which was one crew, didn't get hers, which was a bunch. So hang in there. The rest.
That means my mom is going to get her order like the last person because I think she ordered 17 different items.
Well, the rest should be going out this week. I know they're working today specifically, and they have off this coming Friday on purpose to get our orders out.
Oh, wow. So they're working today and pushing the day back. I like that.
Yeah.
I do like, this is something we used to do when we had radio jobs too, was there were holidays that we decided to work. So for example, we were normally off between Christmas and New Year's, right?
Yeah.
So when we would come back, which one is in January? MLK Day or? Yes. Yeah, MLK Day is in January. President's Day is in February, right?
No.
Yeah. No, because isn't the whole thing MLK Day isn't during
that's
Black History Month?
I always get confused. Yeah.
So MLK Day would be like 2 weeks into the year or 2 weeks into us being back. And we'd be like, well, we don't need to take another day off. We're going to save that day because we were just off for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I do like how a lot of companies will let you do that.
Defeats the purpose of honoring the holiday, though.
You know, I don't think so. I think that day still gets you a day off at some point.
It's fair.
Let's see. The other big thing happening today, by the way, if you have not been paying attention, is as of today, Jeff Bezos is stepping down as the CEO of Amazon.
And stepping up to space.
Yeah, he's going to go to space. He is going to do a lot of stuff with his Blue Origins, which is the space company, space exploration company.
I was reading a Twitter thread this weekend about a girl whose fiance works for NASA and does space launches. And she's like, over the last year working from home, I've gotten to see like what he has to do and what they have to do every time something goes wrong. And it was a very detailed like thread about how like everyone's like, all these billionaires are going up into space. She's like, they're not going to go. And she's like, and if they do go, it's like a boop, boop.
Yeah.
She's like, they're not. I can guarantee you these billionaires cannot handle living in space because just to poop is a problem.
Well, no,
like,
when Bezos goes, all they're doing in his, so it's him, Jeff Bezos, brother Bezos, I don't know his brother's name, and someone who won an auction for,
and what's his
with
name?
$26 million or $28 million to go up with them.
Same.
And all they're going to do is they're going to take the rocket, get into the orbit or whatever, float for like 2 minutes and come right back down. Like that's the whole thing. And a guy paid $28 million or $26 million to do that.
if you have stupid money like that,
Yeah.
though, why not?
Yeah.
Life is a Hike said that my Guardian of the Galaxy line from My Day Friday had him cracking up.
Seattle
was
Cocktail
funny.
Club said, would you go to space? Absolutely. I'd absolutely go to space.
So I've been thinking about it lately.
The whole peeing and pooping thing seems difficult at best.
You still said it weird.
Peeing and pooping?
Just okay. It sounds weird when you say
It
it.
seems difficult, to say
It
the
is.
least. But
Like
I think even with that, I would still...
you're pooping into the no gravity thing. It's gonna float.
No, they've got to have a way.
I wish I saved this.
Does it like... Maybe it has like suction the whole time that you're pooping. So it goes straight down. But yeah, I would absolutely go.
Speaking
John's back.
Okay. Yeah, he said he can call whenever.
Okay.
And then after John, after we talk to John and do this conversation that I think is going to get heated, we have a Seattle Cocktail Club announcement that we're going to talk about.
Okay, so John, you can call my regular number because both of those will go straight to
Call the Android.
to the Android phone. So you let us know when you're ready to go and just give us a call. Let's see.
No one has more energy than this guy, but let's hear him hungover.
John?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's awake at 8:30 in the morning, so that's a good sign.
I wish it was easy to do video chat. You know? It's not.
What, on here? Yeah, it's just not worth putting all of the...
Do you have, like, Do Not Disturb on or something?
No, nothing. I don't think so.
Um,
Mark said he listens to Z100
well,
every
Mark's
morning.
talking about what happened in Denver this week.
Oh, yeah, another local morning show got ousted this morning, unfortunately.
Last week.
Let's see. John, good morning. John?
Yes, can you hear me?
Are you fumbling your phone? Are you on a run? What are you doing?
I'm fumbling my headphones. I
Oh.
decided last minute that I needed headphones, and I called you before I set them up.
Well,
Okay.
wait. So
Settle
how
down.
hungover are you right now? Because I saw your Instagram
Yeah.
stories yesterday. And for those who don't
No.
follow John, if you look at his name in the chat, that's exactly how you spell it on Instagram as well.
Yeah.
Not that bad, actually, but my body doesn't really let me sleep in past like 7 a.m. just from working morning shows so long.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you know how that is. I just can't sleep in. So I was just up at 7, and then I got the notification for your stream, and I was like, perfect. I've been waiting for this.
John,
Oh,
what
John.
time do you normally wake up to get to work with Ryan? Especially when you're going into the studio?
When I'm going into the studio, I wake up at 3:30.
3:30?
I don't miss
Yes.
that.
Oh man, that's
Dude,
well because you
it's
also
rough.
you're still in Orange County, right?
correct. Yes,
You live
I live
in
an hour from
Placenta.
the studio.
Right? Placenta?
Yeah, Placentia.
Placenta, California.
So my drive to the studio is an hour, and I usually leave by like 4:15.
Man, that is
Man,
rough. I don't know.
Last night it was like 8:30, and I thought to myself, man, I used to go to bed at this time to wake up at 3:30, and I don't have to do that.
You know what's it's funny?
Yeah.
It still took me, I would say, a solid 6 months after being let go last summer to like actually sleep in past, I'd say 7:30, 8 o'clock comfortably. Like I would wake up and go back to bed.
Right.
But to actually sleep through that
I still
part of the
struggle.
morning comfortably, it took about 6 months.
I don't remember the last time I did that. You're so
Yeah.
right.
No, I don't think that I do now. But
So-
I need John to explain. Am I going to explain what's happening?
I want to say one thing
Okay.
about John first. So, John, you were in Newport Beach yesterday, right?
Correct, yes.
Newport Beach, and I will say this to everyone in the world, at some point in your life, and someone gave me this advice once, and it was the best advice I've ever been given. At some point in your life, everyone needs to go celebrate the 4th of July in Newport Beach. I have never in my life been to a place where it is that much fun. People just buy in, and people will lean into the holiday like it's red, white, and blue everything. Everyone's having a good time. They're like the most attractive people in the world are all walking around like they're not attractive. It's crazy.
Why did we sit at my house yesterday?
I don't know. We should have gone down to Newport Beach. Had I known John was going to be there, I would have gone.
Anthony, everything you said is 100% right. Like, some of our roommates had a party here at our house, and they started at 10 a.m., but, like, I can't not spend the 4th of July in Newport.
Yep.
So we literally, with no plan this time, just went down to Newport just to be there because you're right. The vibe there on the 4th is I can't do anything else.
Did you go to Sharky's?
That's exactly where I went.
Yeah, that's my spot. Yeah. That is my spot. That is a good place to go.
Okay, bros. So there was a topic on the most recent episode of the Almost On Air podcast, which you guys like banged out 15 episodes last week because you were traveling across California to a little road trip. But the most recent episode, which you can listen to wherever you listen to podcasts, I highly disagreed with John to the point where I'm texting him. I'm like, no, John, you're wrong. Erica's right. So I want John to explain the conversation that he and Erica had on the Almost On Air podcast.
So we just finished our road trip, and we were just sitting at my house, and Erica was there with some of my roommates as well. And we were having a conversation about her last, we'll just call it relationship for the sake of this.
Okay.
So we were talking about it, and she was saying it was a long distance relationship, and he lived 3 hours away, 3 hours ahead of her in his time zone. And so she would get a little bit upset internally if she did not receive a good morning text by the time she woke up, because she knew that he was already awake and he was 3 hours ahead. So he had plenty of time to send her that good morning text. Now, she wouldn't get mad about it, just to be fair. Like she said, she'd never say anything, but she would be a little bit annoyed if she didn't have that text.
Okay.
I told her that's toxic. I said, you cannot expect that good morning text every time and already start your day off upset if you don't get it, because that's setting it up for failure. Now, I think that the communication needs to be there, obviously, and I think that a lot of the time he should be the first one to text, and it needs to be a two-way street. But putting that burden on him, on whoever it is that's ahead of you, just to have that good morning text, I feel like it's just setting up for fights.
Okay, and you disagree with him, Carla.
Okay, so a few things here. I do agree that when you have high expectations in relationships, sometimes you don't communicate them well. Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. However, the chat right now, Martha and Court are like, oh my God, I'm so excited for this because I had strong feelings about this conversation in their podcast as well. So in every relationship I've been in, this has been a thing, a good morning text.
Okay.
And most times I was the person waking up before the other person. So I would always be the one that's like, I want to send the good morning text. But I also woke up to text because they'd go to bed later than me. And I'd also get a good night text or an extra good night text. Anthony cannot side with John in this. He's going to try.
No,
Here's why he can't. Because he's been the person to send me good morning texts.
Okay, but here's the difference.
Okay.
I don't think I do it every morning. Or I don't think I have ever in any relationship done a good morning text every morning. And I actually think a good morning text, especially, let's focus on Erica's situation here. So Erica was living in Los Angeles. The guy she was talking to lived on the East Coast.
Okay.
I would be so pissed if every morning I got woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning with a good morning text from the East Coast.
Put your do not disturb on. Okay, John, so the chat right now on Twitch, which you'll see when you jump back on there, is saying the problem is, John, that you use the word toxic. It's not toxic. It's common courtesy to say good morning regardless of whether you live together or in a different country. That's from Kimmy. Everyone's just saying, I don't think toxic is just the right word. It's a bit aggressive.
Okay.
But I don't know if it has to be required, right? And I think the problem that Erica had is she admitted that she was annoyed, but also admitted that she never brought it up.
Well, because that's a weird thing. Hey, you
no, because if it's that, because if you and Carla Marie, if you and Erica and everyone in the chat thinks it's that big of a deal, then Erica should have brought it up.
Here's where I stand with Erica in that.
I stand with
Erica in that it should be something that a guy does naturally because he wants to. It's not like me being like, hey, you never bring me flowers. Please start bringing me flowers, because that's a weird thing to do.
Okay, but so now this is where, and obviously Erica's not with this person anymore anyway, so I guess the problem solved itself. No, I don't. don't want to say anything negative about him. But if you and the chat and Erica thought it was that big of a deal to get a good morning text, but you also think that the person should have to do it on their own, then
that's how you find the right one.
And she was obviously talking to that person for an extended period of time. Then she should have just ended it very quickly when she realized she wasn't getting what she wanted, but also knew that it was something that she wanted but didn't want to have to ask for.
Now, John, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Erica say she was getting good morning texts at one point, then they stopped, right?
She said in the beginning, yes, she was.
Ooh, that's tough then.
Yeah, the stopping.
Now, I don't know how consistent that was, but she did say in the beginning of the relationship she did get more of them more often.
Well, Mama Sarah said that she thinks Erica dodged a bullet by not being in a relationship with a guy who doesn't send good morning texts.
Do you ever watch like an action movie where the hero, there's like 18 people shooting at the hero and they somehow like don't even get touched by a bullet? I feel like that's Erica's dating life. I feel like she has dodged so many bullets that she should be in an action movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, but I kind of don't. I don't see it the same way in this specific scenario, though. So
Okay.
I do want to say that I agree that toxic is too much of a word. I think the connotation of that was too much.
Okay.
So that's true. But I do think that this is still a trait that's, I guess, just negative. But I don't think that it's necessarily dodging a bullet. I just think this is a compatibility thing because there have been so many mornings that I wake up and, for the first 45 minutes of me waking up at 3:30 in the morning when I had to drive to work, I'm not a human. I'm not awake. I don't want to see my phone. Like, I kind of just want to go through the motions of getting myself together. And then it's an hour drive to the office. And then when I get to the office, like, I have my routine of setting up work. And sometimes I just want to be in my routine. So I don't always think, I got to make sure I go through my phone and like check my text and text this person. Like, it seems like that will happen at some point of the day. But to every single morning, it didn't seem like a routine that fit well.
Okay.
So I just think that,
And I agree with
now,
John.
if that's something you want, then absolutely you need to make sure that you're looking for a partner that has that. Absolutely.
Correct.
So I think that she did find out that she was not compatible with this person, but I don't think she dodged like a bullet. I don't think it's wrong of him to have not done that necessarily.
Right.
It's just not a match.
That's fair. I'll give you that. However, if you're in a relationship with someone, they should become part of your routine. So even if that's like while you're brushing your teeth, if you could type good morning with an emoji, like that's all, like that is just the sweetest like little thing. John, this is great relationship advice that I think you should try moving forward, and we'll see how it goes for you.
John, when you started working for Ryan Seacrest, you had a girlfriend, correct?
I did.
And you didn't send her good morning text, and what happened?
Well, no. Did you ever send her a good morning text at like 3 or 4 in the morning?
So usually it wasn't at 3 or 4 in the morning. Usually it was part of the when I got to the office routine. And it wasn't every day. Like, it really wasn't. And I'm not going to lie, we did have this conversation sometimes because when I did do it, it became so consistent that when I didn't, then it was a problem. And I didn't love that because then it felt like, if I don't send this text, I'm going to have consequences. So now it didn't feel like I wanted to do it all the time. It felt like if I don't do this, I'm in trouble.
I agree. See, I actually do agree with John here, where it.
Okay, what about
I think
good night
you can
text?
I think you can send a good morning text from time to time. I don't think it has to be a necessity.
Yeah, but if it just stops one day or it doesn't happen one day, you're like, oh my God.
I think the good night text is probably more important.
Okay.
I agree.
Also, there was a message in the chat. I want to say it was from Tacoma Swifty, who said, it's a negative trait if you're annoyed, but don't talk about why. Which is exactly what Erica did.
Okay, but
when she wasn't getting those good morning texts and still didn't bring it up.
But you don't think that's a weird conversation to have with someone that would be like, you're crazy because you're telling me to text you in the morning?
I think there are ways to do it where, like, here's what I would do. Let's say I was in Erica's shoes.
Okay.
Right? And
John is the guy who's not sending you good morning.
No, okay. Let's say, actually, I'm dating John
Yes.
in this scenario.
Yes.
And for a couple of weeks in a row, John is texting me and saying good morning at like 5 in the morning, let's say, when he gets to the studio and starts setting everything up. And then all of a sudden, for like one morning I wake up, I've been used to it for 3 weeks now, and I don't get a text from
You think
John.
he's dead?
I would say, oh my God, John, are you okay? Did you make it to work today? And when John is like, oh yeah, I made it to work, everything's fine. Why? You can say, oh, well, normally you text me when you get to work. I wanted to make sure that you were okay and awake. And now John knows that there's some concern there, and that's the first step. It's kind of passive aggressive, but it's still like caring in a way.
Okay.
No?
John, will you send good morning texts in future relationships?
That's the thing. I will. I want to, but I don't want. I'm scared to make it a consistent thing because then when I get caught up in the morning one day, like I don't want it to be a problem if I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm torn. I'm torn between this. I want to send good morning texts because I want to, not because I'm scared of the consequences if I don't. Because then it becomes a different thing.
John, I'll give you the best relationship advice you can have.
God.
Keep the bar super low. All right? Like, sometimes don't even say hello when you walk into the house. Like, make it, keep the bar super low.
Which is actually a rule that we now have set because I'm also concerned that someone's about to kidnap me. I said, within, 15 seconds of walking into this house, someone needs to say, hi, I'm here.
Yeah.
Because what if it's someone
that's more of like you don't want to think you're about to die.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, John, I'm glad you went to Newport Beach yesterday and lived the life that I wish I was living yesterday.
Thank you. One day we're going to live in the same area. I don't know when that's going to be, but we're going to figure it out.
All right, man. Get some rest.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Okay, we need a poll. Good team Carla Marie and Derica or team...
No, I don't even know if we need a poll because I'm pretty sure that everybody is on your side and Erica's side.
Like, you could bring flowers home every day. That's a decent amount of money, though.
Jay Mills said on Android phones, you can schedule texts.
Okay, no.
If you want to send a text, but it feels like I didn't even know I could do that. Really?
You can't probably because no.
I mean, I've got the Pixel 3, so like I'm not really getting all the updates anymore. I need to figure that out. That's great. Let's see. What's your outfit of the day? Is that for who? Yeah, but here's the problem. So Wardo said no, not a scheduled text. But if you don't know it's a scheduled text, then it doesn't matter.
Stop it.
Why?
Because what happens if it's like it sends and you forget and you're like in the middle of fighting and it's like, good morning, babe.
Okay. But how about this, Carla Marie?
Yeah.
Think of how many people message you on your birthday. Anyone, right? Think of how many people message you on your birthday. Most of those people didn't actually remember that it was your birthday. A Facebook notification or someone else posting about your birthday or a calendar notification told them. So that's still kind of the same thing. It's an automated way to remember something. So if you have an automated text that goes out that says good morning.
Stop. You're not comparing remembering someone's birthday to sending a good morning text to the person you're in a relationship.
Why not? The birthday's way more important. A birthday is way more important than just a stupid good morning text.
You can schedule it when you hold down the send button. Try it.
I'm going to try this right now. Let me see this. You keep talking.
Well,
be entertaining.
Plans and pens showed up, and I don't want to trigger everybody again, but your girl got the Sharpie S Gel 0.7 because...
Oh my God, I can do it.
How have you never discovered that?
I've never held down the send button for that long. But yeah, look, I can do later today at 5 p, later tonight at 9 p, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., or pick a day and time. So I'm going to pick Tuesday the 6th at, let's say, 6:50.
You know what's ruined, though? Anytime I get a good morning text now, I'm going to think of John and Erica.
So tomorrow morning, 6:50, it's going to send Carla Marie a good morning text.
I don't want that.
Too late. It's there. And now it has a little scheduling icon.
You didn't even put an emoji or anything?
No, just good morning.
That's so not cute.
Okay, well, you're getting it tomorrow. That's awesome. I love that I could do that.
It doesn't look like you can make it reoccurring. Okay, so
Okay, back to the pen.
Okay, more important things. On Thursday's show, I talked about my planner because plans and pens showed up and just made it the best day ever. And I mentioned how there was a pen that I saw as a meme, and it was like, you have to go buy this pen. And I couldn't find the meme. I thought I saved it, and I couldn't figure it out. And we just got into this whole conversation about pens. Courts with the K, then texted me because she was watching on the replay. She couldn't watch live and was like, I know the meme. I saw it. This is the pen. And I went out and bought it.
What is it called?
The Sharpie S Gel 0.7.
And do you believe that it is better than the Pilot G207?
So when
this is my favorite pen of all time. When we worked at iHeartRadio, I ordered 2 boxes of these, and when we got fired, I made sure I walked out with 2 boxes of these pens.
So at first I was like, I don't know, this is still better, but then I realized like this ink needed to start flowing a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. This bad boy is a beaut. Look at the way it rolls on the paper.
Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me write with my favorite pen first.
Ooh, Plans and Pens says definitely better than the G2. The G2 skips sometimes.
It does skip sometimes. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Oh, this is actually pretty good. That's a good pen. Is there like pen porn out there?
So yes. So that's what everyone's saying. It's my love language.
Wow.
Michelle said, I am in awe at the amount of text. I got so many DMs from people going, I'm so mad I couldn't watch live because I have so many comments about pens and stationery. And I posted a picture from Office Depot. And I was like,
pretty good.
If you know, you know. And the amount of responses I got, they were like, this should be labeled as porn on here.
Yeah. There's definitely like pen porn out there.
So I have an idea of a show. I want a store.
A store?
Show and store.
Okay.
I would like to open.
Which is
It's going to be stationery only. So like just pens and paper. But like
Are those the only things that count as stationary? Because like
envelopes, I guess.
Yeah.
Paper clips, maybe some.
What about cards? Are cards stationary?
I guess, but I can't compete with the layer in the card section. So I'm going to open up a store, and it's going to be cute and petite, tiny little stationery store. And it's going to have like marble. It's going to be very trendy.
You're going to have marble? And you're going to sell enough stationery to buy some marble countertops?
No, not real marble. Like the Sharpie pen.
Like contact paper?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you're going to have marble?
Sharpie S Gel 0.7. There's a 0.2.
Let's see. Kawaii Girl? I think that's how I would say that. Kawaii Girl 29 said the Pilot Acroball pens are 10% off through Target Circle. That's like their rewards thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, and then there's a guy who talks about pens on Twitch called the Pen Addict. We should get the Pen Addict to like do a stream with us, and we could like test out his top 10 pens. It'll be pen porn and ASMR together. We'll have a microphone. Yeah, we'll have a microphone like on the paper, and then you'll hear us be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good pen. Okay. Yeah, I like to sign my name in that pen."
Are you done?
I am done. The Sharpie one is one of my favorite. I think I'm liking it. The sentence that I wrote to test it out, by the way, is, "Hi, my name is Carla Marie, and I'm a big dummy."
I see.
Yeah, this is a good one. I don't know if it beats the Pilot for me, mainly because like the Pilot I'm just used to, even though it does skip, like someone said in the chat earlier.
It does skip.
But this is pretty good. What are you on right now, Carla Marie?
Seattle Cocktail Club.
Oh, this is really cool.
So
we do have to talk about this.
I'm concerned that I'm going to get the wording wrong.
And before Carla Marie gets into this, I will say we've got about 15 minutes left. If that hype cup fills up again, I do think we need, especially because we're talking about Seattle Cocktail Club, another shot of the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire, because this was a gift from Seattle Cocktail Club. And had we not been friends with them, I wouldn't have known how great this is. Because it's now like, this is my go-to. If I go to a bar and I'm getting a little toasty, this is what I'm going with.
All right, I just got a text from my mom that I am very confused about. What did you put in today's message that went out?
Oh, I didn't actually put anything in there. So it's probably whatever was on Thursday.
My mom just texted me, shouldn't it be CM and Anthony are live?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we are. Did it say we're not live? Let me look into this.
I don't know. Did I write something on Facebook? Where else would she have seen it?
Carla Marie, you tell everyone about Seattle Cocktail Club.
Okay, so.
And I will look into that. Edit stream info.
A few things. Seattle Cocktail Club is putting together this really cool event with Chef Shota. If you just watch Top Chef, you know who that is. He was, I believe, runner-up. And on August 6th, there is this really cool like pop-up bodega with him in Seattle. I'm going to drop that link in here now.
Can we make that like our Carla Marie Anthony like meetup event? Like we all go to this pop-up and everyone could come hang out and we can like hang out with Seattle Cocktail Club?
Martha, we haven't sent out a newsletter because we drove everyone crazy with merch. So we like cooled off. Yeah.
There will be one that goes out tomorrow though.
All right, so everyone, this is officially our new meetup. Are you going to be here August 6th?
I can be here, yeah. I'll make sure I'm here.
I mean, am I going to be here?
Yeah, there has been. We didn't send out a newsletter specifically today because a lot of people are off, so we didn't want to bother anyone. This was more of like if you're awake and you see the notification, let's hang out. What, Carla Marie?
My mom says email or Facebook says CM and Anthony is live.
Oh.
I don't know where that's.
Do we need to figure this out now?
Yeah, because she'll lose it.
Who
Like,
will?
she will lose it. She won't be able to find it.
I thought you meant lose it like she's going to get really mad.
Sorry. Okay, so Seattle Cocktail Club is putting together an event with Chef Shoda. It's a boozy bodega, and it's going to have amazing takeout. So I just dropped the link in there. He should have won Top Chef. Yes, rumor has it he should have won. It didn't matter, though. So he's coming to Seattle to hang out with us, and that's all.
Is he from Seattle, or is this like a special event that he's coming to town for?
I think he's from here.
But yeah, we will. If you're in the Seattle area, if you're up in Everett, down in Tacoma, here in Seattle, whatever, let's all hang out August 6th, which is a Friday. So we can make it like a My Day Friday type of
How
event.
do you know that?
Because it said it on that screen a second ago.
Okay. Next Seattle Cocktail Club announcement. This is really cool. So Seattle Cocktail Week is back.
Finally.
2022.
Yeah.
Which is like a few months away, which is wild. So Seattle Cocktail Week is February 27th through March 6th. We're going to celebrate my birthday there. That'll be exciting. You can get your Seattle Cocktail Week tickets $20 off the regular price if you buy them in the month of July, which makes them pretty freaking cheap. So let me drop this link in here. Hold on.
Seattle Cocktail Week has obviously been off for the last 2 years. But it is what?
Oh wow, 2 years.
Yeah, 2021
well,
and 2020.
last year they came into our show at the radio station to promote the event, and then next week everything shut down.
I'd venture to say that being on the radio was just really bad luck because everything was going fine until they showed up into our studio.
That's what it was.
So maybe it could have been a little better. But it is a really cool event, and I'm so excited for events like that to be taking place again. I know concerts are starting to come back already. Most sports arenas and sports stadiums are back at full capacity. But for really cool events where people get to like experience different companies and different brands and whatnot, I'm really excited for those to come back because it's such a great way to explore things that you never would have been introduced to before. Like if you were a Mariners fan, you aren't going to be more or less of a Mariners fan if you were going to T-Mobile Park. Right. But there are going to be so many brands of alcohol at Seattle Cocktail Week that people probably never heard of before. And that's kind of one of my favorite things about going to live events is being introduced to new things. So whether you get introduced to a new band that's opening up for one of your favorite bands, a new alcohol, whatever, like that's one of my favorite things about live events. So I'm very excited for stuff like this to be coming back.
So Cocktail District, which will be like the big event within Seattle Cocktail Week, is going to have over 200 spirits to try.
200?
Let's do all. You want to do all 200 in the week?
Maybe not in the day.
Is there a stamp card?
Like a passport?
That's probably not allowed because that's encouraging people to. Although
No,
they have that in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, no, I don't think. If you get a sample, you're not taking 200 full drinks in like 5 days.
Okay, I didn't know if we were allowed to say that, Seattle Cocktail Club, so I was waiting, but this is huge. So, Seattle Cocktail Week in Seattle, I know it's in the name, just in case you didn't know, is slated to be the largest consumer tasting event in the world.
That's pretty insane.
I'm going to say in the universe.
Let's see. The Yankees are coming to Seattle for their next series. Can anyone local go and boo them for me? Boo the Yankees? No way. I mean, they are playing terribly. So maybe playing Seattle is the one thing they'll need to turn their season around because the Mariners are also not great. Having a great run right now, but not a great team. Yeah, they did just lose 3 games to the Mets, which if you're from New York, you know that that's like something that just can't happen.
They lost 3 games to the Mets?
3 out of 4,
Ew.
yeah. And they lost all their games to the Red Sox so far this year. They've been swept twice by the Sox. I don't want to talk about Yankees baseball. It's just going to make me upset.
Have you even been watching it?
Yeah. I watch when I can, then I get the updates. I don't have the MLB pass anymore, like MLB TV. So I don't watch as many games, but they're really stressing me out.
So there was a message in the chat that said that the person who actually, I think it was Lee who said this. I'm not even going to bother looking for it. Oh, she saw last night the winner of Top Chef
Okay.
got fired from his job for cutting the hours of one of his employees that he had a relationship with outside of the restaurant after the end of their relationship.
It's better than having a relationship in the restaurant.
Okay. So they had a relationship. It ended, so he cut her hours.
I mean,
or his, I don't know.
Not the classiest move, but I also get it a little bit.
But I could see, like you worked with people you've dated, but
not like that though.
You couldn't cut their hours?
No, not by the time we broke up. No. Earlier on, I could have.
You could have.
No, but here's the best part is we all look at people who do crazy things like that in relationships, and it's so easy to judge people when you're not in the relationship, but we've all also been crazy. I don't care who you are. At some point in your life, in a relationship, you did something that everyone else can look back on and be like, you were a lunatic. And it's because when you're in relationships, when your heart is broken or whatever, you do weird things because your mind is just not functioning properly. Love makes you do weird things.
I don't know.
Bullshit. You've never in your life, Carla Marie, done something in a relationship to like get back at an ex or something along those lines where you can look back and objectively say that was kind of crazy.
Maybe when I was like 16.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's an age limit to it. I'm just saying we've all done it at some point.
All right, John said so true. So, John, you now have to share what the crazy thing
I think John has shared enough about his relationship. I don't think we should be pulling too much out of John on one day. Although I do want to say, Carla Marie called me out the other day, and I think she was going to put this in one of our group chats with John, Erica, Ricky, and Jake.
I think I did put it in the group chat.
For whatever reason, before I met John...
Oh, no. No, I didn't say this.
I kept calling him Joe. And
I was like, who is Joe?
I'm like, oh yeah, Erica and Joe's podcast. But keep in mind, I've not done that since we've met John in real life. But I would just call him John. And I think because on his profile, he doesn't spell his name anywhere with an H. And I think it was throwing me off.
Okay. I thought you were
because it's 3 letters. It starts with J. Easy to say Joe.
Lee said, Anthony, I can understand love makes you do crazy things, but it's not okay to affect someone's income because you're heartbroken.
Agree. And I'm not saying that he should have done that or that it's okay that the chef who won Top Chef should have cut his ex's hours. I'm not trying to defend it. All I'm saying is it's okay to look at things like that and just go, that was messed up, and I get it. You can do both. You can say something is messed up and also say, I get the emotional state you were in at the same time. Right? Like we can live in a world where you can accept both things as something that we would all do, but also something that is not acceptable. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Yes. I'm just dropping links to my birthday party.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Which is Seattle Cocktail Club tickets. $20 off. It's on the big event is on March 5th. That's unfair because then you don't have to do anything fun. For my birthday.
What do you mean?
This is going to be the most fun actual birthday I've had in a few years.
Let's see. Agree with Anthony. Thank you. I said something relatively smart today. I think that's all I should say for the rest of the day.
Okay. The next thing I wanted to quickly bring up is, this is what I thought you were going to say that we said in the group chat. Erica and John were talking about wingman and wing women.
Okay.
You know where this is going?
No. Continue.
And they were saying how I think that a girl having...
hold on. I'm sorry. Seattle Cocktail Club did say they also helped with my birthday as well.
That's
so
true.
You can't really complain about that.
You didn't throw this event, though.
No. Okay, so...
It's been a while. Can this be there? I think we're going to have our own setup there.
We might.
We're just going to play this on repeat.
We'll figure that out as we get closer to the day.
Erica and John, we're just going to basically take every topic that our friends do on their podcast and dissect them.
Okay.
That's our new show.
Well, it actually gives us a way to take the things that they talk about on podcasts, which you can't interact with live, and then make them live topics here on the show.
Yeah. So, Erica and John, I believe, were saying that, like, I don't know exactly where they were going with it, but a girl having a wing man. So, like, if I was going out, you going up to guys and being like, hey.
This was from their podcast when they were hanging out with our friend Jake in Napa because all three of them were single.
Oh, yeah,
they were all going out together.
Yes.
And that's how they started talking about being a wingman or a wingwoman.
True. Anthony proceeded to tell me that at 2 points in his life.
So, yeah, they were saying that it's very difficult for a guy to be a wingman for a woman.
Yeah.
Because the guy who's receiving that effort would think it's like weird that there's a guy trying to like help him hook up with a girl, yada, yada, yada.
Except
so
if
on
you're
and so
Anthony.
forth.
Because apparently at 2 points in Anthony's life, did a wingman for a girl, not
What?
like to you,
Okay.
like a woman's wingman,
Yes.
get her laid thanks to you.
Yes. You said that wrong, but yeah.
How would you say it?
I would say that there were 2 moments in my life where a guy was a wingman for a girl and it worked out in my benefit.
Well, and hers as well.
And hers as well.
I'd assume.
I would say, I mean, probably lopsided. Probably more in my benefit than hers. But yeah, that happened 2 different times. One in Atlantic City and one in Miami. Mm-hmm.
And
the one in Miami was weirder.
Why?
Okay, so when a friend of mine, we were actually at the same nightclub in Atlantic City. Yeah.
Wait,
So we were at
that girl had a wingman?
So yeah, and it was someone that you also know. Who I hadn't seen in a while, so we reconnected there. He was DJing that night.
Oh.
And he introduced me. He came up to me and said, "Hey, there's this girl I know who's really interested in you. Is it okay if I make a connection?" And I was like,
know this happened.
So I said, "Yeah, absolutely." So he brought her over, so on and so forth. That was like, he wasn't doing like overtime work as a wingman, but he still made the connection and whatnot.
I will say that Anthony went missing from the club this night, and we're all like, where is he? He must be pooping. Little did we know, he was not pooping. Well, I mean, you might have been, but he took the girl back to his room in the middle of everyone being at the club.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. In Miami, it was a little different, though. In Miami, I was there for my friend's bachelor party, and we were at a pool party, and there was like a group of people next to us, and this guy who was wasted came up to me. He was like, he like had his arm around me at one point. I was like, I just need to get this man off of me. And then he started telling me about some girl that was like in love with me or whatever. And that was it. And then he left, and then he came back again, did the same thing. I'm like, I don't know who this girl is. I don't know who this guy is. This is really weird. Eventually, the girl came over to our table, and we started flirting a little bit. We exchanged numbers. Then she happened to be at the bar next to like the bar we went to at night.
Oh.
So we met up there. Then we went to another bar. I like
was
left.
the guy still there?
No, he was gone. I left my group of friends, went with her and her friends to a place in South Beach that has like a ice skating rink and a bowling alley downstairs.
Yeah.
And then from there, we had some fun.
Wait, is that the girl you skinny dipped with?
No.
That was just someone else.
That was a whole different thing. I didn't skinny dip. They did in Miami.
You did too.
I don't think. No, I had my board shorts on.
You have told me a million times that you skinny dipped there.
No, I probably said that they skinny dipped.
Have you ever skinny dipped?
It's a great question. I don't know.
I feel like you've told me you have. You're lying.
No, I'm not.
You're lying right now.
I'm not. Out of all the things I've talked about, why would I lie about that right now?
Okay, so everyone is saying that you left you taking the girl back to your room in Atlantic City. Like, wow, that was quick. Like, that escalated quickly. But I don't remember it being like that. I remember, like, being like, oh, my God, like, Anthony's actually with a girl, and we're all witnessing it. This is crazy. And then, like, she disappeared for a bit, and then you were like, I lost her forever. And, like, I went to look for her for you.
I think I told her to leave, and I would meet her outside or something.
And you just... Because you didn't want us to see you doing with her.
Exactly.
And I remember you sent me looking for her, though, you dick.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what are you going to do?
She was by herself or something.
No, she had a group of friends, but she left them to come hang out with me. Yeah. But what are you going to do?
This is ridiculous. Okay.
Let's see. If we move to Denver, not when we move to Denver, do not skinny dip in the Platte River. I was not planning on it, but thank you for
Crazy
for the
Dream
note.
Girl. They said, how weird is it telling these stories to your current girlfriend, though?
It's not because these are stories that we've already known and stuff from way before.
Yeah.
So
now it's fun.
Yeah.
Even more fun for me.
Although
to poke fun.
I actually think the funniest part is for the longest time, no one actually knew that I disappeared that night and ended up with that girl. The only person who actually knew was your ex-boyfriend.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because he was also there.
This is a weird triangle now.
Yeah. How weird is that?
Why did he know?
I don't really remember.
Were you just trying to like be cool and be like, yeah, bang
No,
this chick, bro?
I think he had mentioned something like the next day about the girl or something, and I
Why
laughed.
didn't he tell me? That's why I dumped his ass.
I don't know. I think I told him not to tell you. The world's poopiest river is the Platte. I thought it was the Colorado River. That's like the dirtiest river in the world. There's a lot going on right now. Let's see. So it doesn't look like the Hype Cup is going to fill up before the end of this show.
It's so sad.
Which is fine, because I don't think Carla Marie wants to take another shot of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Fire without any ice. Yeah, guy code. See? Makes sense. Thank you, Hav. Appreciate it.
Okay. So Nolly said I dodged the bullet.
In what?
I guess my, like...
The X?
Yeah, but it wasn't really a bullet. It was
I don't know.
like a arrow.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a great question, Kimmy. She said, why does the Platte River have that designation as the poopiest river in America? Like, are people just dumping in it?
I don't know.
Who... That's interesting.
I mean, can it be worse than the Passaic River in New Jersey?
That's more dead bodies and toxic waste. That's different.
True.
Which I think has been cleaned since, like, the toxic... Because the Passaic River used to be... There were a lot of factories in Patterson and Passaic that would dump their waste into that river.
It used to be the 11th dirtiest river in the world when I was in high school.
Well, I don't think it is anymore.
My mom...
What? Your mom just said, I don't even know how to hype train? How to do the hype train? Do you want to explain to your mom and everyone else how to do the hype train?
She texted me after the show last week and was like, how do I give the money for the mics? But spelled mics, M-I-K-E-S.
That also might be, it might have been an autocorrect.
I don't know. But I was dying. I said, Mom, please do not send me any money. And.
Explain the hype train, though.
Was my mom here for the whole...
Probably, yeah.
Well, I can tell you who's going to bring up all of this at any family holiday will be my mom. She'll be the one to be like, yeah, like that girl in Atlantic City, right, Anthony?
But no, and then here's what I wouldn't even address it. I would just say, if you want to find out more about that, you can go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/Carla Marie Anthony Show. Done.
Okay. So anyway.
Oh, yeah, the Cuyahoga did catch on fire. That's right.
Okay, how do you do the hype train, Mom? Don't do it right now, because I'll walk you through it when I get home in a few weeks. But in the bottom right where you're typing in the chat, you click the little diamond. And when you click the diamond, you can basically buy little tokens like you do when you play Farmville. And those tokens go to us and fill up in the shot glass.
And that's it. Or you subscribe and follow, but you already do both of those things.
Oh, she's in and out. She's okay. So glad.
All right. It is what?
Wait, there was more. Someone at Tacoma Swifty said, before dating, did you guys ever wingman or woman for each other?
I don't think I did for Carla Marie.
I did.
Carla Marie did for me once, I think.
Which ones are you thinking?
I'm not thinking of like a very specific scenario. There has to be a point where you have. When?
It was an ongoing time where I'd be like, you have to, but the person had a boyfriend at first.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of work on my own, though.
Okay.
I did a lot of work on my own.
I was doing a lot of work behind the scenes, too, for you, bud.
Well, it worked out.
And that person is, like, actually a friend now, which is the best part in all of this. Also, you know how many friends I tried getting Anthony to hook up with?
Yeah, most of them I said no to.
Which ones didn't you say no to?
I guess all of them I said no to. Except for the one. Oh, but she wasn't really a friend at the time. Yeah. No. So, yeah, I guess I said no to all of them.
Yeah.
Which I still will
now
say.
Now looking back is probably good.
Well, yeah, now it works out well. But I still will say, unless you are sure that you are going to be in a relationship with someone, it's usually a bad idea to hook up with a friend's friend.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I feel like it never works out well.
Maybe.
Someone's feelings always get hurt if you're not both there for the same reasons. And that actually did happen to me.
Well, tomorrow, I want you to tell that story.
Okay.
A time when you weren't there for the right reasons.
Yes. Like The Bachelor. Well, no, actually, no. I was there for the right reasons. It was my home, and I was at home.
Okay, stop. Stop right there.
Okay.
Bachelorette is on tonight. Our friend Katie is the Bachelorette. We are going to watch, find out who gets tackled, apparently, tonight. And
oh, yeah. Someone possibly goes to the hospital tonight.
And tomorrow, we will have a recap.
All right. Peace out. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on a day where a lot of people were off. Enjoy the pen porn.
Appreciate you.
And we will talk to you tomorrow morning.